What is the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram, otherwise known as the Ridden Horse Performance Checklist? The Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram, RHPE, is a list of 24 behaviours, the majority of which are 10 or more times likely to be seen in a horse with musculoskeletal pain. Studies have shown that a horse who shows 8 or more of the 24 behaviours listed in the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram is likely to have musculoskeletal pain. It turns out we're not great at recognising physical issues. We all want to do our best for our horses and to believe that they're happy and comfortable. In order to know that they're comfortable, we have to get better at recognising when they're uncomfortable. Several studies show that we're not good at recognising lameness. We can all see when a horse is obviously limping, but how about when he's just slightly unlevel, or when he's lame on more than one leg, or when he's just as lame on his right hind as he is on his left hind, so he still moves symmetrically? We know from the research that it can be difficult for even qualified veterinarians to agree on which leg a horse is lame, and the milder the lameness, the more difficult it is. We know it's easier to see forelimb lameness than hind limb lameness. It's clear that the horse will use compensatory movements to avoid putting so much weight through the lame leg, and we're starting to understand those compensations better, but they can make it hard to tell where the source of the problem is. We can use ridden behaviour to recognise pain and discomfort. All of this and more means that using behavioural assessments such as the RHPE to recognise lameness in the early stages could improve horse welfare. This could be useful, for example, when there's no lameness visible in hand, or when it's so low level that it's hard to see, or when the compensatory patterns of the horse's movement mask the lameness. You can assess your own horse. You can use the RHPE with your own horse. Download the free PDF which lists the 24 behaviours of the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram and explains how to use it with your horse, including describing a dressage type test which will ensure that you ride through all the relevant movements and watch them from the correct viewpoints.
Please note that the following video footage is to demonstrate how simple it is to ride through the movements required to use the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram with your own horse. If you were applying the ethogram, the footage would need to be zoomed in closer to the horse so that you could more easily see the relevant behaviours, and you would ideally observe the horse moving towards you and away from you from 2 different corners of the arena. This is all explained in the free PDF available from www.harmonioushorsemanship.co.uk. The footage in this video would not be of a suitable quality to apply the RHPE. It is shown to help give you the confidence to give it a go with your horse.
In this video, you can see Grand Prix dressage rider Leonie Brown of Daneswood Dressage riding through the test with her stunning Welsh Section D, Nelson. Either have someone watch you ride your horse and score as you go along, or ask someone to video you riding after warming up for 5 to 10 minutes. Include walk, trot and canter large on both reins, transitions within and between the paces, 10-metre circles in rising trot in a figure of 8, and any more advanced movements that you and your horse are able to perform as a partnership. Watch or video the horse moving in a straight line, towards and away from the assessor, from 2 different corners of the arena. If you've filmed the movements, you can watch the video as many times as necessary to work your way through the list of 24 behaviours, marking them as yes or no. A yes scores 1, a no scores 0. You may want to use a stopwatch for some of them, and or a protractor to measure angles to get a more accurate score. How about doing this exercise once a month with a friend, as part of monitoring your horse's well-being? You can video your friend and they can video you, and you can go through the videos together. Like any skill, it'll take practice and it will get easier with time. Keep a record of your horse's score and contact your vet for further investigation if he scores 8 or more out of 24. You can be more confident that your horse is comfortable. The earlier that a lameness is spotted, the easier it is to resolve it. In general, a study shows a link between higher scores of the RHPE and higher dressage penalties, a higher likelihood of elimination or retirement on the cross-country course, and a lower finish place at 5-star level. the most common score for horses competing at 9 different World Cup Grand Prix dressage competitions was a comparatively low 3 out of 24. There was a negative correlation between the RHPE score and judges' scores, so the higher the RHPE score, the lower the judges' good marks. The same relationship was observed at the British Grand Prix Dressage Championships. Remember that 8 out of 24 is the threshold that suggests underlying musculoskeletal pain. So if you're looking to get better results at competitions, or to be more confident that your horse is comfortable, and you want to proactively monitor his ridden behaviour, try using the RHPE. The Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram. As a reminder, the RHPE is a list of 24 behaviours, the majority of which are 10 or more times likely to be seen in a horse with musculoskeletal pain. Studies have shown that a horse who shows 8 or more of the 24 behaviours listed in the RHPE is likely to have musculoskeletal pain. I've listed the 24 behaviours in the RHPE below, and you can see them in picture format on the Harmonious Horsemanship website. The 24 behaviours are divided into 3 categories: facial markers, body markers, and gait markers. Facial markers. The ears rotated back behind vertical or flat, both or one only, for 5 or more seconds, or repeatedly laying the ears flat. The eyelids closed or half closed for 2 to 5 seconds. Sclera, white of the eye, repeatedly exposed. An intensive stare for 5 or more seconds. The mouth opening and shutting repeatedly with separation of teeth for 10 or more seconds. The tongue exposed, protruding or hanging out and or moving in and out. The bit pulled through the mouth on one side, left or right. Body markers. Repeated changes of head position, up, down, but not in rhythm with the trot. Head tilted, repeated. Head in front of vertical, more than 30 degrees, for 10 or more seconds. Head behind vertical, more than 10 degrees, for 10 or more seconds. Head position changes regularly, tossed or twisted from side to side, corrected constantly. Tail clamped tightly to middle or held to one side. Tail swishing, large movements repeatedly up and down, side to side or circular during transitions. Gait markers. A rushed gait frequency of trot steps greater than 40 and 15 seconds, irregular rhythm in trot or canter, repeated changes of speed in trot or canter. Gait too slow, frequency of trot steps less than 35 in 15 seconds, passage like trot. Hind limbs do not follow tracks of forelimbs but deviated to left or right, on 3 tracks in trot or canter. Canter repeated strike off wrong leg, change of leg in front and or behind, disunited. Spontaneous changes of gait, e.g. breaks from canter to trot or trot to canter. Stumbles or trips repeatedly. Bilateral hind limb toe drag. Sudden change of direction, against rider's direction, spooking. Reluctant to move forwards, has to be kicked, with or without verbal encouragement, stops spontaneously. Rearing, both forelimbs off the ground. Bucking or kicking backwards, one or both hind limbs. The book Harmonious Horsemanship, Use of the Ridden Horse Ethogram to Optimise Potential, Partnership and Performance by Sue Dyson and Sue Palmer was published in October 2023. If you'd like to find out more about this book or look into the science behind the Ridden Horse Pain Ethogram, visit the Harmonious Horsemanship website. For news, views and exclusive deals, subscribe to my free newsletter. I'm Sue Palmer, the Horse Physio, specialising in the links between pain and behaviour in horses and focusing on prevention, partnership and performance. I'm an author, educator and award-winning Chartered Physiotherapist, promoting the kind and fair treatment of horses through empathetic education, both in person and online. You can find the Horse Physio on the web, on Facebook, on Instagram and on YouTube. I'd like you to be aware of my online courses, including Horse Health Check, the 10-point plan for physical wellness, available from my website.
Thank you for your interest in this post. I appreciate your time and I'm grateful you chose to spend it with me. If you found value in this article, please support me by liking, subscribing, following and sharing it on your favourite social media platform, and turn on the relevant notifications for future content from Sue Palmer, the Horse Physio. Please also take a moment to subscribe to my newsletter. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me to continue creating content that matters to you.